so small that you think it's absurd how small you're working, because you can always multiply it out. Like, if you're you're going to go through dozens of variations of things, and like, if you're wasting huge amounts of anything, it just feels very foolish to me, because I'm like mixing up big batches of something. I work usually in 5 mils or less for when I'm doing trials, and then you can multiply it to whatever. It's just a little bit of math.
So you must have very accurate little pipettes and things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's all scientific lab
You're
equipment.
still in that kitchen?
I'm in a garage. I'm in a garage now. Where's the cat? She's sleeping peacefully inside. She hates perfume.
Is it just you? Or have you got
My brother's doing the business side now. It's a family business.
Family.
Wait, yes.
Yeah, it's sweet. He just graduated university, and he called me and he's like, I want to come to work for you.
So you have a set that you always wear amongst your collection, or do you swap according to what mood you're in?
I don't wear perfume.
Oh.
I know, it's crazy, because I used to. So when I was in my obsession phase, was not obsession of perfume. Not to be confused with that. So a woman at my school used to wear, and you would walk into her office, and it was like a wall of obsession that you would walk into. You have one here, and here, and here, and here. I'm gonna take a bath so I can put them on again. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little bit of everything. There's a great BBC documentary a few years ago called Perfume. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
And Chandler Burr, who was the New York Times perfume critic, he has it on his knee and he's like smelling it. He's like run out of place. I've seen people draw with magic markers on their arms.
They say don't use first behind your knee. Is that true?
He's down there. I think your chest is the best, so wherever there's heat, everyone sprays their arms, which is kind of a mistake because it just it dries out. But I find that if you put it on your chest, you'll experience it all day long. Or your hands.
So they're spraying and walking into the center.
Yeah, that's a much more modest application. Yeah. I mean, it depends if you want to knock out or how much it's, No, spraying and walking in is nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It gets on your clothes. I'm trying to think. I've just been. I was going to tell you how I got into alcohol. Does anyone know who Frederick Malle is? Frederick Malle? Yeah. He has a famous perfume line. I had started Smellvent, and 6 months in, I had a dream, and Frederick visited me in my dream. He said, you have to change 2 things. I was like, okay. And he said, my old labels used to say, Smellvent across the top and then the name of the perfume on the bottom. And he said, you have to switch it. And it has to have the perfume name at the top. And it has to say, by Smellvent at the bottom. And he said, you must make sprays. And I was like, and I woke up and I started the next seance. I switched all my label and I started making sprays.
And?
Oh, I like the spray so much better. Yeah, it's better. Do you prefer a spray?
Yeah.
I also make a little oil. We don't stock them because they're just it's teeny and but it's a good way to they're good for your bag, I guess. Some people prefer oils. I like a spray. I think you get more of the composition in a spray than you do in an oil because it's the ingredients get to breathe a little bit. They get to expand and open up the composition inside. But
you send him an email?
did I send Frederick an email? I told Michael that story this morning, and he said, "Oh, I'll tell him because Michael knows." Then I got a little embarrassed. He's gonna think I'm crazy, a crazy perfume person. Let me see what else.
What Frederick's ones do you like?
What?
Oh, sorry, after you, sorry.
How did that lead to the alcohol? Oh, because to make a spray, you must put the oil into alcohol. Yes?
I just wondered what Frederick's line you liked.
Oh God, that
There's
line
so
is
many.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much perfume out there. The cologne. Big
Big
Orange.
Orange. That's the one
I love
my
it.
favourite.
So I have a tendency to like kind of dirty things. Does anyone know this perfume? So it's bitter orange.
Bitter orange, yeah.
So it's a cologne of bitter orange. So it's my first perfume, the Hermes, the Eau d'Enfer. So it's like a bitter orange cologne, which is so it's very light, but then it has this kind of skankiness to it. It's very subtle. There's something, you're clean, but now you're dirty. And I love that contrast.
It's quite shocking because you're right, you throw it on a lovely citrus and all of a sudden, wow, what's that? Yeah.
It's naughty thoughts.
It is. It's the smell of the body, which is just lurking. We were just talking about you. Were you?
That's it by magic.
I saw it. Any other questions?
So you don't wear glue at all? You don't wear...
Maybe if I'm going out, like
Right.
if I'm going out to the theater or something, I want to be very pretty, like a little bit of something.
And why is that? Is it because you're around smells all the time, or...?
I like to be kind of led around by my nose. You know,
Right.
It's funny. Like I was in Ireland last week, and I was smelling all of these smells that I had smelled before, and I'd never been to Ireland. And it was like if I had been kind of choking under my own
Yeah.
perfume,
Yeah.
which is what happens when I put it on. All I smell is my perfume, which is fine. I mean, if you want to smell your perfume, go right. It's terrific, right? But I would rather. It feels bombarding to me, to my nose, to have that smell, kind of to fight that smell.
Yeah.
Even though I love it, even though I love whatever I put on, or sometimes I don't love what I put on. Yeah, it feels like a fight to me.
I think you should share a walk of shame. Don't you?
Oh, right.
Looking dirty.
Speaking of dirty things, so I did a perfume story 2 years ago. And the story was about going out on, it was about a more youthful escapade in my past.
I like this story.
And it's a story that is made up of 5 songs. And so the first perfume is called Disco Nap, which is Disco Nap, which is the nap you take before you go out.
Favourite. That is my favourite.
The second perfume was called Tipsy Social Blah Blah, which is the smell of a cocktail party. The third perfume was called Lady Go-Go, she's at the club. The fourth perfume is called Mirror Ball, which we have here, and you can smell, maybe we can smell it after. And then the last perfume is the morning after, and it's called Walk of Shame, which is what you're smelling. And it is the smell of a gloomy morning in New York.
Yeah.
So it's an overcast, gray day. In New York, we have these little shops on the corner that we call bodegas, and they have these buckets of flowers in them. So when you kind of walk by, you get a little bit of flowers, the smell of flowers, and it's a little bit of musk, it's a little bit of just bleakness and concrete. And, it's the smell of the city.
It's wonderful, isn't it? It's genius.
I love New York so much, and that really does just make it.
She's not too skanky, she's just, she's been out.
You can smell the paper, it's candy.
I'm still quite keen on Fake My Car as well.
The original.
But it was very fun. I really liked working on it because it's very fun to tell a story, to use perfume to tell a story. All the parts can be taken separately. This perfume, I think, stands on its own. You don't need me to tell you what it's about. But it was really fun for me to say, oh, look, here, I'm doing a narrative in fragrance. And the next year I ended up writing a comic book. I wrote a comic book, and my perfumes are characters in it. And I'm the hero. We saved the world. We're trying to save the world in a fascist, futuristic Los Angeles in which perfume is outlawed. But yeah, for me, it's been about trying to keep this project really interesting and engaging. And how do you do new things with perfume and kind of explore the medium? And it's always supposed to be fun for me. And it has been. I mean, I'm so lucky that I get to do work, and like I said, that you're listening to me talk about my work, which is super fun. The last perfume, or maybe the last perfume, I brought this. We don't actually have it for sale until next month. It's called 5. It's to celebrate my 5th anniversary. Now, the traditional perfume, the traditional gift for a 5th anniversary is wood. So this perfume is built around wood, which is a very common perfume ingredient. But I went back to my father's humidor, and it's the smell of a cigar box. Cigar box with a spicy Spanish cedar cigar box with caramel and tobacco. So there's no other famous perfumes with the number 5 in the title. So enjoy. I feel very lucky to claim the number as my own. No one's ever used it. No. What? Oh, Chanel doesn't care about this. Can you smell it right away? Yeah, I smell it. So you're the first Brits to smell it.
Oh, really?
On this, what?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It smells pink.
Did you have your hand up?
No.
Did you have a question?
Oh, sorry, no, I was just waving.
It's gorgeous.
Is my mother still on? She is.
Which one does she like? Anything?
I made one for her a couple years ago that she really liked, which was based actually on the smell of, she used to make this tea, this spice, well, it was half tang, half iced tea, and then with cloves in it.
Oh, gorgeous, like a Christmassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
And I found some tea extract, black tea extract, and I made some of it, and she loved it, and she, but I ran out
Is
of
it just exclusive to her?
It was exclusive. I don't make it anymore. I ran out of the extract. I sold all that I made of it. And it was the tea extract's very expensive.
She got her.
Does she have any other? Should I call her? It's a decent hour now. If you
Oh, yeah.
fine.
What's your favourite, Michael? After
Yes,
today?
what's Michael's favorite?
Brussels.
We've done Brussels.
What's your favourite?
I'm wearing Brussels, but
Should we spray the other one?
yes, let's spread him over, shall we?
I like purple.
Just go on.
I like I like incense.
That's what was excellent.
Oh, we started that one.
That's our favourite.
Let's do panda.
What was the first one got inside?
Short views.
Short fuse, is that it?
Oh yeah, you have a
one that I like is like a bakewell tart.
It is a bit weird.
I think this is it. No, that's Saint Tropez. Bakewell tart. What's a bakewell tart? I'm obsessed with the Green Bitters Bake Off. I haven't eaten any of those things ever.
Half of them we don't even know what they are, but bakewell tart, almond
Okay.
Strawberry.
Quite a kit, quite sensitive.
It's
Icing and a bit
Okay.
more like a cherry, a bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
Very sensitive.
I love it. I watch it. I've been watching it and I'm like, oh, I want to know what all these things taste like. I mean, I've been eating my weight in stones every day. So this perfume is called Little Miss Panda Gets Laid, and it's named for my best girlfriend, Miss Panda, and it's a Hawaiian theme. It's called Little Miss Manic Flavor, and they're the smells of the flowers used in Hawaiian lace. So it's tuberose, macaque, which is jasmine cambac, and honeysuckle, mixed with a bit of guava and teakwood, and camphor.
So strong.
No.
Yes.